Hello, friends. It's Ivory, and I'm so glad you're here because I received a very unusual letter today. It all started when I opened my door to see this on my front porch. Whoever sent this letter didn't leave a return address, so I tried to follow the trail, but unfortunately, by the time I got there, it had already gone cold. Guess the only thing to do now is open it up. When I opened the letter, I was very pleased to see it was actually from somebody that I knew. Her name is Mersundra Mondepth, and she's a lake-dwelling kraken I met a few years ago. Translated, her letter reads, Dear Ivory Heather, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to ask for a favor. You will remember my darling little guppy Myrgle. I was hoping that she might be able to stay with you the next few months. She's been expressing much interest in the surface world, and I would love to encourage her curious nature. I then wrote back immediately to tell her that I would love to have Myrgle come stay with me. Once I finished writing, I had to solve the issue of how to get this to her. I'm not entirely sure how she delivered her letter to me, so I decided to ask for some help from a friend. I'd like for you all to meet my friend Skilla. She's a harpy who's been living with me for the past several years now, I guess. But she used to live by the lake where the Mondepths live, so she kindly agreed to send my letter for me. I finally arrived at the lake, and sweet little Myrgle was there, all packed and waiting for me. Isn't she so cute? At the beginning of the day, the weather was really nice, so I decided to let Myrgle play by the lakeside for a while. Here's a couple pictures from our trip. The last time I saw Myrgle, she was just a little tadpole, so it's been really wonderful getting to know her. Myrgle has always had a very academic sort of personality, so it was really nice to see this more lighter-hearted side of her. We said some final goodbyes to her mother, and then this wind started picking up, and a whole dust storm started blowing our way, so I decided it was time to go, and Myrgle agreed with me. I also brought this with me since Myrgle's not used to the land atmosphere yet, and we headed home. I think she enjoyed the drive. Back at the Hollow, we both had so much fun exploring. It was so interesting to see things from her perspective. It was like walking into my house for the first time. After some supervised tree climbing, we were both pretty tuckered out, so we decided to stop for today. I wanted to make something to commemorate all the fun we had together, so I decided to do a painting of sweet little Myrgle. Step 1 is to tape down the paper. And once that's all set up, I can start the first rough sketch. I made sure to get Myrgle's approval before continuing. For this painting, I thought some blue line work would give it a very soft feel. love adding the line weight and textured details at this step because it's where the painting starts feeling really complete. Now to erase those guidelines. And I almost forgot her little teeth. I wanted the background to be very simple, so I thought it would be cute to have her sitting on some bubbles, so I used some different circular objects to make the shapes. Time to break out my favorite watercolor palette. With Murgle's approval, of course. I start with an underpainting of some bright pink. I think it will really add a lot of life to her blue skin later on. Krakens are such unusual creatures, and they rarely ever come to the surface, so few people ever get the chance to interact with them. Murgle might look very small right now, but full-grown krakens can be as large as entire towns. Krakens have always been very rare creatures. For kind of a sad, scary reason. I'll tell you now that Murgle's not around, but when they're babies like she is, they actually taste super delicious, and because of that, a lot of other creatures try and eat them. I think that's another contributing factor to why her mother decided now was the best time for her to be an exchange student. There's a large migration of giant electric eels going through the lake right now. It's probably better to be safe than sorry. The next day, I picked back up on the painting to start the clothes and the background. I like to shade white things with this sort of purpley brown color. I think it just looks really pretty. It may not have made a huge difference, but I did go over the peach with some orange to make it a little more vibrant. Now it's time to add a warm, bubbly background. I started off the background with a very, very, very light wash of lemon yellow. I've used this tape before, but apparently it's lost its ability to stick to anything, and I had to end up re-taping it all with something different. Then I introduced some of the same bright pink that I used for the underpainting. And at last, it's time for the reveal. Murgle was very happy with how it turned out, and as an artist, I think that's the highest praise that you can get. At the end of the day, we all had so much fun playing together, and apparently with my camera as well. Skilla and Murgle got to know each other, and it was really sweet to see their friendship grow. Then my goblin arrived, and I thought it was time to bring my fishy and bird-like friends inside. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so fun to read letters, solve mysteries, and make some new friends. I think that writing letters is such a beautiful way to show people that you love them. There's nothing quite like receiving something physical in the mail, and it makes you feel really cared for. So maybe take this as your sign to send a letter to that person you've been thinking of. Also, thank you so much to my sister for letting me borrow her microphone. I think it's helped a lot, and I promise I'll get my own soon. If you enjoyed the video, I hope that you'll subscribe so I can see you next video and you can join our little community. I'd love to see the different things that you create as well. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!